Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, professionals, good morning, friends, from wherever you may be watching from. My name is Seun Damilare-Victor, the founder of Akin Performance Africa. I especially welcome you to our free webinar series, and today is going to be a very special one. So before we dive into the webinar proper, let me just tell you a bit about Akin Performance Africa. So Working Performance Africa, HPA, is a mentoring platform for younger professionals in various fields or walks of life. We have over 20, we have about 22 mentors on this platform. And what we do basically, what you can see on the screen, we are helping younger professionals cross their career bridges. So from offering mentoring tips, offering interview tips, offering job hunting tips, from offering personal branding tips, free webinar series like this, and coaching and training services. And of course, bringing subsidized coaching and training services to our members. We are 201 on that platform. Like I said, we are from different disciplines, talk of engineering, finance, sales, marketing, human resources, IT, and whatever field you can think of. So that is what HPA, Akin Performance Africa, is about, helping younger professionals cross their career bridges. And our mantra, as you can see on the screen, is growth and impact. So today's webinar is a very special, it's going to be an interesting one. So our topic today is leveraging visibility for career advancements. And I have brought today, or HPA has brought today, one of the best HR people in Nigeria, right? One of the rising HR leaders in Nigeria. She's my sister. She's my professional colleague. Um, she's awesome, right? If you don't know her, I want to advise you to please start following after today's webinar. She is loaded. She comes up with a lot of content for career professionals on interviewing, job hunting, how to navigate, your career either in the place of work or even outside the place of work. She is really loaded. She's my sister. We met some years back and we've been friends and we've spoken together on different platforms. And today I've brought her because I know she's the best person to deliver on this topic. In fact, the reason why I've brought her is because she is very visible. Talk of LinkedIn, talk of in her career and all of that. So just so you know this person, let me quickly do a brief introduction or read a profile, just a bit about her profile. Whatever I'm going to read cannot even explain who she is. All right, this is just a brief. Okay, so Adewumi Alphonso, she is a distinguished senior human resource professional. She is a certified coach with an impressive track record spanning over a decade. Adewumi has extensive expertise spanning across diverse industries, including research and development, retail, real estate, manufacturing, FMCG, and oil and gas, where she has collaborated with C-suite executives and diverse workforce across the global landscape. With a fervent commitment to addressing unemployment challenges in Africa, Adewumi hosts the Your HR Ladies series on Instagram, serving as a mentoring platform that empowers professionals with invaluable career insights. She is an ardent advocate for the Sustainable Development Goal 8, championing inclusive and sustainable economic growth, full and productive employment, and decent work for all. Adewumi's coaching prowess shines through an impressive track record of guiding over 150 professionals in the past 18 months, with a remarkable 60% of them realizing their dream job placements and achieving remarkable career growth milestones. You can see what I was saying earlier on. Adewumi's educational background includes both a bachelor's and master's degree from Obafemi Awolowo University. I believe some OAU alumni in the house should already be hailing her by now. She is a distinguished associate member of the Chartered Institute of Personnel Management of Nigeria, CIPN, a seasoned professional coach, and a certified senior HR professional accredited by the HR Certification Institute, USA. With a wealth of experience and unwavering commitment, Adewumi is a globally sought-after speaker poised to inspire and transform audiences across borders. Ladies and gentlemen, could you please go to the chat room and begin to welcome our guest, our facilitator for today, who's going to take over, and I'm sure today is going to be a bomb. So please go to the chat room, welcome her. And while we do that, let me just say today's topic is one that every one of us need. So if you still have friends and colleagues who are not here, please go to your WhatsApp, drop a message, tell them to join it because they are going to miss a lot if they are not here. The only place to be right now is on the Akin Performance Africa Network to glean from the experts. So while I stop sharing, Adewumi, over to you for the next 35 minutes or 30 minutes to share your slides, take us through the topic, and from there, we'll go to the Q&A session where we'll do more interaction. So ladies and gentlemen, if you have questions, please feel free to share with me. While she's presenting, let's mute our mics so we can enjoy all the insights she's brought today. Adewumi, over to you from now. Take it from here, please.
All right. Good day, everybody. Good day, wherever you might be joining from in the world. Seun has done all the introduction there is to do. My name is Adewumi Alphonso, popularly called your HR lady because of the series I run on the various social media platforms, right? So because Seun has given me very limited time, I'm going to have to run. Although I know I won't run, but then I would see how fast I can move because of our time. But trust me, it's going to be value for your time. And if you are wondering, one thing Seun left out in all of this introduction is that I'm an introvert that has now become extroverted.
Interesting.
Because of visibility. So if you're on this call and you're wondering, maybe she's an outspoken person, that's why visibility is easier for the extroverts. Well, you're in luck. I'm not an extrovert. And if you can tell, you will see it in my face that nah, I'm not one of those people, but right. So why exactly are we even talking about visibility or even leveraging it for your career advancement? Why did a couch potato that likes to sit in her house all day long, watching Netflix or pressing her phone, why did she decide to make herself a bit more visible? And all of that good stuff. That's what we'll be talking about today. Can know where you are currently, why you should be visible, and how to even go about it. So this is like a visibility for rookie 101. Yeah, so not so much high-level stuff, just the ground basic things. I'm an action plan person. I'm a teacher by blood, so I always come bringing things you can do immediately that will help you see results. So that's all the good stuff we'll be talking about today. All right, without wasting our time, you already know my name. Adewumi is my name. And yes, this is what we'll be addressing today. All right, so brief content. I have 30 minutes. I hope I'm able to cover all of this. But beyond the slide.
Hi, Adewumi.
Yes, please.
Hi, Adewumi. Please don't rush yourself. Enjoy yourself. Go through your slides. We are here. We are here, okay?
Okay, thank you so much, Seun. I'll take my time. But then you won't sleep here. But it will be value for your time. I'm sure you'll be glad that you left your bed to join this session, right? And of course, if you don't have a pen and paper, keep them close by. I'll ask a couple of questions, and we'll be doing some exercises to actually help us craft a way forward and make each and every one of us visible for our career growth. So today, I'm talking to you about what is visibility in itself, why is it important. I will be assessing your current visibility. So we'll all be taking this test, and from it, you would know what you should be doing and how you can progress, right? So it's a very real life test. I'm a classroom person, so, and how you can, the things you are lacking in, the things you should be doing more of. Then we'll move ahead to talk about strategies for building visibility rather. Then also talking about navigating of organizational visibility. I won't have all the time, but on the days, I'll talk a bit about office politics. I would talk about how you can navigate it and also even be visible at work. Then with visibility comes its challenges. We'll also talk about that so that you are well equipped as you begin to position yourself for visibility. You are also well equipped for the challenges that would come with it and how to handle it. And I'll be sharing with you one or two templates that can also help you. Then also, whatever isn't measured, it will probably not be achieved. So I'm big on KPIs, I'm big on measuring progress so that you can always give yourself a pat on the back. Am I making progress? Since I started my journey towards visibility, am I doing anything better or I'm just winking in the dark? How do I know when I'm making progress and all that good stuff? And if you think you're visible, this session is also a wake-up call for you to look at some other things. Even I myself, if I'm rating myself on a scale of 1 to 10, how visible I am, I'll probably give myself a 5. That is despite the things I am actively doing. So yes, you'll be wondering 5, despite all the things Seun said, but that's the reality. There's so much that can be done. But for an introvert, a 5 is a high mark. So let's proceed. I'll start with this very short quote by Chris Brogan, which says, cultivate visibility because attention is a currency. Attention is a currency, especially in today's age, in the time of where the world has become a global village, where everything is remote, where people practically live their lives online. Attention is now a currency. So for all I care, you may be the best person in your industry. You might be the smartest of the people to ever do your job. But if nobody knows you, if you're not visible to the right people in the right places, then it's as good as you're winking in the dark. It's as good as you're wasting your time. And I'll be sharing with you shortly, why is it even important to be visible? Why can't you just do your job, go home, close your laptop, and move on with life? Why do you need to be seen, right? And all of that. So how we are going to build this currency is what we'll be looking at today. So let's even understand what visibility is. So career growth. So everything we'll be talking about is with respect to career growth. But one good thing you will learn from today's session is, even if you're an entrepreneur, you're a small business owner, or even a big business owner, it's still important for you to be visible. So visibility is majorly the extent to which you're recognized, known, and remembered within your organization or industry, or in real lifetime, say in the world at large. Do people recognize you? Do they know you? And when they know you, do they remember you? But because we are now even talking about career advancements, after they recognize you, they know you, they remember you, what are you remembered for? When your name is mentioned, what comes to mind? What do people know you for? There are lots of people, you might be a salesman, the best salesman in the world. I might actually know you, but I might know you to be a troll on social media. You are the one on that Tunde Ethnos post. Very visible. We all know your handle, but you are only visible for the bad things. You're a troll. If I mention some social media names now, you will know them, but you might not know what they do. Daniel Rega. I hope he's not on this call. Please, don't come and beat me. I'm in my house. We know him. He's visible. He's known. But think deep. What do you know him for? I won't answer that question for you. I know what I know him for. And so many other people like that. So when you're thinking visibility, be known, also bear in mind, what do you want to be known for? So visibility in this case involves actively showcasing your skills, achievements, and expertise where it matters. That is what is important. So I know a lot of us, particularly Nigerians, let me bring it down, maybe the Yorubas, we struggle with the way we are brought up. I know Gen Zs don't have this issue. It's majorly millennials and above. We see showcasing our skills and achievement as show off. It's not your fault. It's not my fault. It's probably the way we're brought up. You know, especially my Yoruba folks on this call, where don't loud yourself. Don't put so many things out. If you put it out, it's going to show off. But In the world we are in now, where attention has become, where visibility is now a currency, it is important that you do some of these things. But then how do you go about it that it doesn't begin to look like too much show off, too much eye service, but you're doing the right thing in the right quantity that guarantees you the visibility in the right places to the right people for the right reasons. So if you're wondering, I work in a good organization, I'm being paid good money, and I'm okay, I'm contented. Why do I need to be visible? What's visibility? Once I do my work, I'll get the promotion I deserve. Why are we talking about visibility? That's the whole essence of this call, of this session that we are in. Why is it important? The first one would be recognition. Somebody might say, I don't want to be known. I just want to be in my office. But even within that, your small circle in your office, you need recognition for the next. I know Seun can agree with me. When promotion is around the corner and all these good stuffs in the organization, trust me, there's something called TOMA, top of mind awareness. Top of mind awareness is what guarantees who gets the job or not. I'm sorry to burst your bubble. It is not always the best person that gets the job. It is not always the best person that gets the promotion. It is not always the best person that gets the recognition. It always goes to people that not only are good at what they do, but they've also learned the act of showcasing themselves or their skills and competencies in rooms that matter. Disgruntled about the fact that I've been doing all the work, I'm doing 10 people's work, I wasn't promoted, I wasn't recognized. Then you have a visibility challenge. You have a visibility challenge. Marketability. I've been trying to change jobs, so I have 10 years experience. They are still paying me 150,000. I've been on the same job for 20 years or 10 years. Not that I don't want to move. I want to move, but they will say, where will they see all these jobs? Marketability. People cannot refer you for roles when they don't know what you're capable of. And how do they know what you're capable of if you are not visible? If you are part of being visible, the most popular platform for visibility for we career professionals, that would be LinkedIn. You're on this call, you don't have an optimized, using the quotes, optimized LinkedIn page. How would you be marketable? So many times I've heard people say, oh, somebody mentioned your name to me, and they asked me to go and check you out on LinkedIn. So the person would only reach out to me after they've checked me out. And what does checking me out mean? If somebody says, I need to check you out on LinkedIn, what do they see? Or if somebody says, I need to check you out, or okay, somebody randomly, I pitched, I needed to get a job from a particular organization, not job, like a business deal from an organization. Somebody mentioned my name, the person reached out to me. And the person was like, okay, the person told the organization, oh, your HR lady can do it. The person that referred me did not even know my full name. So she said, oh, your HR lady can do it. Let me give you a number. So she didn't know my name. The representative of the organization reached out to me and they were like, okay, somebody referred you. Please, what's your name? Then I mentioned my name. They said, we'll get back to you. Let's check you out. In my head, I'm like, okay, let's check you out. It was funny. But I don't know if there are people on this call like myself. Every quarter, once we are in the first day of the new quarter, the first thing I do is I put my name online in Google and I put enter. I want to see everything you find when you put my name in the search box, in the search engine. What do you see? Is it my tweet where I'm dragging somebody? Or is it a meaningless banter that I'm doing on social media? What do you see? And trust me, you begin to form a personal brand once there's a consistency in the message that pops up when somebody hears your name. So of course, we can't even talk about visibility without personal branding, but we'll get there. Let me not get ahead of myself. Because you want to be visible, means you want to be known, but known for what? The what is where the personal brand comes into play. So marketability. I have had several situations. I have attended interviews, maybe the people inside top 2 got into the final stage and all. Then they don't come back for a long time. And I later they gave somebody the job. And I'm like, who is the person? And I found out the person's name. And maybe the person is probably a very popular person. That happened to me before. And I'm like, oh, okay, it's the popularity. But whether you like it or not, in the workplace, especially outside of your organization, people don't really know about your competence. They've not worked with you. It is what you call yourself when you're making yourself visible that people end up calling you, right? So that is what you'll be known for. Trust me, even interviews, most of the time I say interviews are like black markets. You don't know what you're buying until you take it home. So your resume, your profile on LinkedIn or on whatever platform is selling you, but what version of yourself are you selling? So when it comes to visibility, think, I want to be seen, but what also do I want to be seen for? The balance, right? Credibility and trust. A lot of people have given contracts, have given jobs, have given responsibilities to people, not because we've worked with them before or because we know they can do it, but because from what they have put out there about themselves, they've been able to develop some form of credibility and trust. If I show up every day on social media and I call myself the HR guru or the international HR, it's even popular on social media. You see people call themselves the global this, that. Before you know it, it catches on because everything they are pushing out there is attesting to what they are making themselves visible for. So in your mind, you are thinking, so I can't be visible if I don't put myself on social media. It's a journey and it requires patience. So you have to gradually move. But one thing I can tell you for free is a closed mouth is a closed destiny. Nobody can know the quality you bring on board. Nobody can trust you with anything if they really don't know you. They don't know you. They don't know the value you are able to bring on board. So another thing being visible does for you is it's networking and relationship building. It helps you know people. So before I had before I had the somewhat little visibility I have now, there are a number of people that back in the years I had maybe reached out to on maybe LinkedIn or on one platform to say, oh, please, I need insight on so. And they are probably giving me this loose or very somewhat snobbish response. And I'm like, okay. But in fact, I have a particular case right now. Those same set of people that I'd reached out to are now same set of people that I once went for an event and I saw one of them say, oh, good afternoon, good afternoon. And like, oh, you look familiar. You are there with me, this, and I'm like, what God cannot do. Do you understand where I'm coming from? So networking and relationship building. If you're trying to connect with somebody in your industry or get one knowledge or get information of some sort, you are 1, 2, 3 people away from getting whatever information you need. And the more visible you are, the easier for you. That is why a lot of, you see social media influencers and all of they are the ones banking the cash. Those are people actively selling their visibility and making money off it. Because if you think about it sometimes, be like, what's special about this person? What do they even know? But trust me, they've made themselves visible and that is what they are selling. Their visibility is practically what they are selling for money, for career, as a career path. I'm an influencer. They are just selling their visibility in return for money. So career and personal branding too. What are you known for when your name pops up? What gets into certain rooms? As you begin to grow in your career, visibility, personal branding will help you a long way to get into some roles. I don't have the statistics, but a percentage of high-paying jobs do not land on job portals, do not land on random sites where you see it and apply. And majorly via referrals and head hunting. How do you get undaunted when you are not visible? I don't know how it's going to happen. They are not going to come to your house to knock your door. Even if they want to come to your house, how would they know your address? There has to be something that will guide them to you. Practical example, if in the last, let me not use 6 months, in the last 1 year, nobody has come to knock the door of your DM or LinkedIn to say, Mr. Lakashegbe, I have this role. Would you be interested in? I've opened it last 1 year. If nobody has done that, then you need to check your visibility. We'll be doing a visibility test shortly, and it will give you insights on what you should be looking at. Advocacy and support. Whatever cause, you have people rallying around to say, oh, I'm getting people to donate funds for something or to do this thing. People are selling their influence, right? You will have paid some people a particular, you will have paid them premium. Then you invite them and you go like, this person is not all that. This person is just popular. But whether you like it or not, the world is going to gravitate towards what they see, towards what is available. So for all I care, you are the best programmer in the world. You are the best HR professional in the world. You're the best sales manager in the world. You can close the most impossible of all deals. But if the greatest company in the whole world wants to hire such a role, they would hire who they can see. They cannot see you on your bed. They cannot see you in your room. So whether you like it or not, no matter how conservative you are, you need to still put some form of visibility out there to get your foot in the room and in the rooms that matter. So at the beginning, I had also mentioned that even for me, I am on a 5 when it comes to 10, despite the things I'm doing. It's a journey. It's not something you jump into overnight and yes, you are visible, except you want to create a scandal around yourself. I'm not here to teach a marketing class, but I know a bit of marketing. And I know one of the strategies to being visible very, very fast is to create negative publicity. So some of these scandals you see online, trust me, they are intentional, they are planned, they are not what you think. People intentionally create negative news around them to put them in the news. It's a marketing strategy. But remember, we had said, not only do we want to be visible, we want to be visible for the right reasons. So we need to bear this in mind. Skill development. If you are, with being visible also comes the path of being authentic, right? So when I didn't just jump into being visible at all. My number one excuse, when people are like, you're not putting yourself out there, you know stuff, you need to put yourself out. What I always say is, what do I know? When I know a lot of things, then I'll put myself out there. But I had a conversation with somebody one day, and the person told me, learning is a lifelong journey. It never ends. And for every stage you're in life, there's somebody behind you. For every stage, there's somebody behind you. There's somebody in front of you that is picking one or two things from that your own very little experience. So part of the reasons why we don't want to be visible, you see it in my last slide, which is mostly imposter syndrome. Am I good enough? Who am I to be speaking? Trust me, it's not that deep. Getting visibility for yourself can be something as simple as sharing your most interesting interview experience. Just putting it out there. Don't start out with the mindset of, I want to be visible because of all of these reasons. Right? Yes, the reasons will come. But if you are so fixated on, the recognition, the marketability, the credibility and trust, you'll be discouraged because I assure you, you can put out something for 1 month and you'll be getting only 1-2 likes. What helped me, like I said, if you're an introvert trying to be extroverted, that's one of the things that will help you. Consider some of these things you are doing as you documenting your journey for yourself. That was what I did, to say, I'm just documenting my journey, my experience, what I've learned, what I've done bad, what I've done right, as I move along in my career. And I just realized a lot of people could relate. And also with that part comes skill development, because before you just put out anything, you don't also want to put out something that will make people look at you as, because I told you there's negative visibility. I know some people on LinkedIn that once I see their posts, I'll just smile that you've got to copy something to come and paste it. Because it doesn't, there's no alignment, there's no authenticity. When I read some things, there's no personal touch to it. It feels like something AI wrote or something a machine wrote. It's not genuine. So in trying to put a genuine self out there to be true to yourself, you also need to develop some form of your skills. Because in a bit to say, I'm sharing for sharing's sake too. You don't want to put out something with lots of grammatic blunder, because whether you like it or not, all those little things are coming together as your personal brand. Oh, that guy that is always, some people, I bet somebody mentioned somebody, refer to somebody on the platform to say, that guy that is always posting every 5 minutes. Where the wrong English would be in it. And trust me, it's stuck in my head. Anytime I hear that guy's name, what I remember is posting for the fun of it and writing nonsense. So it's visible, but in the wrong way. With being visible, you wanting to be visible, comes skill development. You're working on yourself. If you make mistake in your tenses, you're being mindful, you're developing your skills. Before you put out something there, you want to be sure it's correct, it's genuine, it's the right information. So in doing that, you're also developing yourself. So there's no visibility, or there's no trying to be visible without self-development, without growing depth. So this is the way I describe it. Visibility is like a plant. You sow a seed and the plant begins to grow and blossom. The seed in itself is depth. Contents, knowledge is what you are sowing. It is what you know that now blossoms outside. Otherwise, you are going to burn out. You are going to be known to be fake and not authentic. Influence and impact. With being visible comes influence and impact. People that like what you put out there, that is a place where people begin to grow followers, people begin to have their own community, and they get known. So beyond even the things you post, you can say, okay, I have a cause to helping let children go back to school. You put it on your platform, you have the influence. So people rally around, and that's why we now have companies having influencers and all of that. Career resilience. When you're visible, trust me, if any organization starts you today, you won't really have so much headache, because you know, in the next maximum 3 to 6 months, I'll get a new job. That is what visibility does for you. All right, I've spent a lot of time on this slide because I need you to understand that visibility is beyond, I have a job, my job is good enough, I'm well paid. But trust me, even your job that is well paid, what happens if you lose that job today? Not because you didn't do the right thing, anything can happen. You can lose your job for whatever reason. Also, beyond your job, remember your career and your job are two different things. When you are building visibility, you are building visibility for your career, not for your job. It can rub off on each other, yes, but bear in mind, except if that job, you are the owner of the job. Otherwise, your visibility has major impact on your career. Meaning you are relevant beyond your current job title in the place of work you currently work. Okay? In introducing myself today, I'm sure you've never heard where I work. You don't even know if I actually do have a 9 to 5, right? So that's the place of being visible. So I know some of you can relate to cases of popular directors that when they were directors of big multinationals, their names were everywhere. The moment they stopped being a director, or the moment they stopped holding that position, it just looks like immediately they left that job, their visibility went down. It's because that visibility was not self-developed by them. It was a visibility as a result of the position they occupied. For instance, if I become, let me see, the HR director for Shell, or for Google or Microsoft today, even if I am not noticed, even if I have 2 followers on LinkedIn, people will still know me because of the position I have stepped into. But if I do not intentionally build my visibility, the moment I step out of that role, the limelight also goes down. You get it? Moving ahead. There's no talking about visibility. Let me look at my time. Oh God. There's no talking about visibility without talking about personal branding. I have explained that when I was talking earlier on to say visibility is making people know you. What they know you for is your personal brand. But this is not a personal branding class, so I'm going to just move it along as fast as possible. So your personal brand is unique, distinct identity, your reputation, perception that has been built around yourself, maybe as an individual or a professional. Summary, when people hear your name, what comes to their mind? You can do a test. Randomly reach out to people and say, okay, when you hear my name, what comes to mind? Somebody is drawing a pencil on my slide. Please don't draw pencil. So that's your personal brand. So if what they tell you does not sound like what you want to be known for, then it means you have a lot of work to do on your personal brand. I repeat, if what people know you for is not what you want to be known for, then it means you have a lot of work to do when it comes to your personal, to change the narrative to what you want people to know you for. I've explained the relationship between visibility and personal branding is a symbiotic relationship. The two goes hand in hand. The visibility is what you use to promote your personal brand. Then your personal brand will help people perceive how they know you. I just gave a life example of a popular name. We all know that person, but what do we know him for? Right? So visibility will help you enhance your personal brand. So before you even go out there and say, I want to be visible, I want to be visibility, ask yourself, what do I want to be visible for? What's my personal brand? When people hear my name, what do I want them to think about? Personal branding guides visibility. You get the switch. So your personal brand would help you even know, who do I want to be visible for? What kind of information do I want to be out there about me? Right? So, for instance, I can say, in the next 6 months, I want to be visible to a lot of maybe executive recruiters, a lot of headhunters. Those are the people I want to see me. So now that I have my target audience in my mind, you want headhunter to see you. What do you want them to see? So not just about adding all these people, but when they finish connecting with me, what is there to see on whatever platform I am adding them to? I am a business professional or a small business owner. I have identified my target audience. These are the people I want to buy from me. Before I start going all out to connect with them, I'm asking people, follow me, or I'm doing sponsored ad back to back. But when people see the sponsored ad, aside from that one, there is no other thing to be seen on that page that they can relate with. So they follow you, you waste your money on sponsored ad, and they leave. So there should be content, there should be a message that you want people to know you, to know about you, to know about your personal brand, right? Feedback loop. So like they feed each other, visibility and personal branding. So it helps you to know, what are you being known for? Are you being known in the right places? There's a trust and credibility. A lot of us, we follow a lot of people. We don't know them. We've never been to their house. We don't know anything about them. But based on what they put out there, we have been able to believe in them and trust them. So let's get to class. We need to do an assessment. By the way, I had used Mentimeter to put this test together. It now occurs to me the number of us will be joining with our phones. So it will be difficult for us to do these tests on the app. But luckily, we are all in luck. I decided to also import the question into my slide. So because I know you are probably joining with your phone and all of that, you won't be able to do the online assessment. And also because I decided against us projecting the scores, because this is for your own personal reflection. We are on different journeys in our career, in our lives, and all of that. So you need to be true to yourself. So I'm going to use this version of this test. So take out a pen and paper, and they are just 10 simple questions. 10 simple questions. You are to know how visible I am high. As of today, is it 8th day of October? How visible I am high. You might think you're very visible, but after this assessment, you might see that you have a lot of shortfalls in some areas, and you'll be able to see those areas and begin to work on them. Okay? In the chat box, let me know if you are good, if you can see what I am projecting, and you have started taking the tests.
Hi, Adewumi. Thank you so much for this. So for those who have already scanned the QR code, how can they use it? I for one have done that, but I don't know how to progress.
No, don't use it, because we can only use one of the two. So if you use, I have to be changing the questions for you at my hand, and your real life
Okay.
results will be showing on my screen.
Oh, okay, fine. Thank you.
I decided not to do that. Yes, so that we are all using the normal pen and paper approach. You can also use your phone. So once it's number one, I actively participate in industry-related events, conferences, or webinars. You have to rate yourself between 1 to 5. Number one is strongly disagree. Number 2 is disagree. Number 3 is neutral. Number 4 is agree. 5. So it's just like over 5. What do you score yourself over 5 when it comes to this question? So if number 1, you score yourself 3, write 3 down for that number 1 question, because we'll be doing a submission of all of these questions. There are just 10 of them, so that you know you have 20, you have, what's it called? 50, a maximum of 50 points. So in the chat box, because I'll just be giving us 15 seconds per slide so that I can move to the next question. My time is fast spent. I can't see anybody dropping. Nobody is doing this assessment. If you are done with slide 1 of 5, say done. Okay, I can see Toya, she said, next question, please. If you have done answer question 1 and 2, Lolade, thank you. Aziz, good, good. So because of our time, I'll be doing, once 5 people have done, I move to the next. Okay, we have slide 2 of 5 on the screen, question 3 and 4. Number 3, I regularly share valuable industry-related content, such as articles, blog posts, or research finding with my network. On different journeys. Your story, your journey is not the same as mine, and we're all working towards an end goal. So be as true to yourself as possible, so that you know the action points you're taking away from here. I actively participate in relevant online forums, discussion groups related to your field. If you are done with 2 or 5, please let me know so that we move to the next. I can see 3 people done. Okay, 4. 1 more person, then I move. 5. Thank you. All right, so this is slide 3 of 5. I have established connections with influential professionals or decision makers in my industry. 6, I regularly attend and engage in networking events or gatherings related to my profession or industry. Can we start the countdown? If you've answered, let me see, done. I need done from 5 people, then I move it along. 2, 3. 2 more people, then I move. 4, 5. Thank you so much. Okay, slide 4 of 5. I have received recognition or award for my contribution or achievements in my field. Question 8, I actively seek opportunities to speak at conferences, webinars, or industry panels to share my expertise? If they are done, I need done from 5 people, and I move to the last 2 questions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Thank you. And the last set of questions. I have a mentor or sponsor within my industry who supports my career growth. I consistently seek feedback and insights from peers, colleagues, or mentors to improve my visibility and professional brand. 5 people. If you are done with the last 2 questions. 5 people, 5 people. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 more person. 5. Thank you. So this is the way you score yourself. Add all the scores for all the 10 questions. If you got between 10 and 20, 10 to 20, it means you are not visible at all. Nobody is seeing you. If you got between 21 to 30, moderate visibility. 31 to 40, the odogus, above average visibility. 41 to 50, you have high visibility. But even if it's got 41 to 50, like I said, it's a journey and we are moving. Let me see in the chat box. Do we have anybody that scored 31 and above? 31 to 50, if you scored above 31, and you know that you didn't cheat with your full chest. I got higher than 31. Don't worry, don't cry. Moderately visible. It means you're on the right track. You just still have a lot of work to do. And that is why you are in this class. That is why you are in this session. Thank you, Samuel Adetayo. Yes, you got above 31. Good job. Score 21. It's not bad. You can score 0. You being in this session is a step in the right direction. No, so got above 31. Good job. Somebody got above 33. Anybody, I want to believe that. So if you got above 31, and in the last 1 year, nobody has reached out to you via LinkedIn or any other platform to say, I have this job, are you interested? Then you need to go and check that you're above greater than 31 again. It means you're not doing something right. Because with visibility comes its advantages, which is why we are in this session. You might not have taken the job, which is fine, but it means people are even seeing you and they are seeing your expertise and are even coming to offer you opportunities, right? So without wasting much of our time, let me proceed. That is just an assessment for you to know where we are. So what then are the strategies that you can use to build visibility? From that assessment in itself, I know you can already see the areas where you have shortcomings and you need to work on. How to build visibility. 1, establish, after you have identified your personal brand, what you want to be known for, because that's the first thing. You need to have clear goals. Your clear goals. What do you want to be? We have talked about that. What do you want to be visible for? We've talked about that. Then this is now the how to get into building visibility. How to be invisible is what we are learning in this slide. 1, establish a strong online presence in the global village that we are in the world, where people are in different countries, yet a lot of collaboration is going on behind the scenes. How do you build strong online presence? 1, LinkedIn profile. For professionals, LinkedIn is like the big table that a lot of that is happening, where you can build strong online presence. Let me talk a bit about LinkedIn, right? A lot of you say, what do I want to share? I don't know anything to share. Please, if you do not feel comfortable sharing anything yet, do not feel pressure to share. Remember, there is negative visibility and there is also positive visibility. So you be visible, be deliberate, be intentional about the kind of visibility you want to build and the people you even want them to see you. So your LinkedIn profile, you might not have Don't put yourself into unnecessary pressure. I've seen a lot of, we'll be doing, okay, I'm a LinkedIn coach. We'll be doing visibility, 30 days visibility challenge. I see it every business day, every market day. Somebody will come and post, I'm doing a 30 days. And after that 30 days, they vanish again. Don't give yourself unnecessary pressure. Towards the end of this session, I'll be talking about evaluating progress in your visibility journey. We are all on different phases in our career journey or whatever journey we are on. When you put yourself under too much pressure, you burn out. So I'm giving myself 30 days of sharing every day. It's too much pressure. 30 days of sharing every day. Before you know it, you will share nonsense that you're not supposed to share. So don't put yourself in that space. You might start from how I started. I started from following people that are popular and they share. And when you share something that resonates with me, I started from liking. After liking, I started putting comments. Oh, I particularly liked this paragraph. Or can you share a little bit more on the statement you made in your post? This. And the person will respond. So I was using it as a tool to learning, a tool to developing myself. Remember, you can't give what you don't have. If you have not built depth inside, you will not be able to share anything. You'll just be so overwhelmed. You go online, Google, copy and paste. Or I've also seen a lot of thought leaders. In fact, I had to call out a particular very popular person. I went to DM the person. I will generally sit down, think about something, post. Then this particular woman, she will copy 3/4 what I wrote, word for word. Then go and paste it on her page. First time, no credit, she won't give you credit. She won't even like my post or anything or comments. So somebody sent it to me once that, is this not what you wrote? Because I shared beyond LinkedIn. First time, second, the third time I had to DM her to say, oh, thank you very much for sharing a similar thought with my post. However, I would appreciate if you sometimes give credits for the content you post because it's not your thoughts. Since that day, the person, the popular person works in a popular organization. I started looking at the person, our visibility in my eye became negative. So every time I see our post in my head, I'm just like, maybe somebody's content that this one went to steal again. Because of the pressure of wanting to post every day to garner followers. Why do that when you don't even have the depth, you don't have the content? So take your time. It doesn't have to be deep stuff. LinkedIn is too hard, a lot of pressure. I'm glad to announce that. Protect your focus and stay true to yourself. If you have something to share, it might just be, oh, I read a book this week, or I read an article this week, and this paragraph stood out to me. You write the paragraph, and it helps me realize that A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and you drop it and you move it along. Connect with people. LinkedIn, they are not going to come to your house when you connect with them. People you want to be visible to, people in your industry, people outside, whoever, connect with them. It is not money. They are not going to charge you for connecting. There are nobody charging you for being visible. Connect. If they don't want to connect, they will not accept your request. Follow whoever you want to learn from. So if you're on this call and you have less than 1,000 people, trust me, they're not going to pay you for not connecting with people. The more people you connect with, the more visible you are, the more knowledge you're able to garner, because the more people you connect with, it will show you content that are similar to content you have liked in the past, and you're also able to learn. So less than 1,000 followers, or less than 1,000 connection, this is a wake-up call. Connect with people and be intentional about it. People that you want them to see you, and also people you want to learn from. Actively build your visibility. Professional websites. Some people have websites that they write on. You don't even have to have a website. I, for one, I don't have a website, but I have a number of companies that have websites that I write articles for, that I collaborate on. I have an Instagram page, which is good enough for me for now. And I use my Instagram, my LinkedIn as a form of website, because all of these things are just basically showcasing your competencies. So whichever avenue, don't pressure yourself, otherwise you would burn out. And it would now tend towards negative visibility for you. Produce valuable content. If you have grown to the stage of developing content, look beyond the likes. Look beyond the number of followers. Be fixated on, am I pushing value out? Whatever I am putting out there, is it portraying me? how I want to be seen? Is it giving me the proper brand that I want to be seen or known for? Some people do podcasts. Like I said again, value. Whatever channel you choose is up to you, but let it be valuable. Let it be authentic. Videos and webinar is up to you. Another strategy is networking and relationship building, industry events. The way to know more about your industry and move forward is attend to these things. Go there, listen to their speakers, network with people, meet people, introduce yourself. Professional associations, almost every career path has an association. The HR people, I know they are the best. I don't think any career has as much associations, as much community as HR. I stand to be corrected, but HR people, we are big in connecting, association, and all of that. So belong to them. The ones that are adding value to you, learn. The ones that are not adding, step aside. But if you notice, when animals are moving, when an animal is moving alone, it's prone to attack, it's prone to harm. But when you walk in a park, so when there's maybe a new technology in your space, a new school of thought in your space, you will know because you have a lot of people in your career in that group. So somebody will have come to drop it. So you are not a novice. You are learning new things. You are meeting new people, even job opportunities. The first place anybody drops, if I want to hire maybe an HR professional now, before I go anywhere to go on any job board, I first of all drop it on all those HR groups because that is where my target market is. That is where the people I'm looking for are. So if you are looking for a job and you are not in those places, how will they see you? Collaboration, part of visibility. So for me, for once, an introvert trying to be extroverted, I did not just sleep and wake up and say, yes, I want to be visible. Let me go and create an Instagram page. No, I would not have dreamt about that. I started from collaboration. I volunteered on a number of platforms. I had mentors, coaches, sponsors. I volunteered. So gradually that helps me to begin to come out of my shell. You don't just say, I want to become visible. Then tomorrow you wake up, you create your own online community. Oh, yeah, I'm creating a community for all the people in sales. And you are not able to back it up with value. It's going to fall out of the crack because people will know you're sort of fraud. Yeah. Mentors, sponsors, and coaches. To be visible at work, you need them. Outside of work, you need them. These are people that have gone ahead of you, and they can help you navigate the gray areas, the tough times, the hard times, help you learn new things, introduce you to people up there, right? Speaking and presenting, public speaking, it will help you. People will also get to know you. It's an opportunity to showcase what you know, your knowledge, your competencies, trainings, attend them, also take trainings if you are offered the opportunity. Knowledge sharing, that is one of it. So I saw this picture online from Marshall Communications that helps you put together how to build your personal brand. I've talked about it largely, so I won't waste time. Google generate publicity. Social media is already doing a lot of that for you. Be sure people can find you. In 2023, people still send out resumes without email, without phone numbers. Whatever you're putting out there, let it be content. Use LinkedIn like a pro. Stop, think, post. Before you post anything, before you put any comments, look at it. Show you can add value. I put it there because it's like a high-level summary of everything I've talked about. Now, visibility in the place of work, especially for those of us that work in very large organizations. This is a topic on its own, and because of my time, I won't go into it. But high level, a lot of people say, I shy away from office politics. I'm here to do my job. I go to work in the morning. I sit by my computer, open it, do my work, 5 o'clock, shut down, go. Trust me, you need to understand office politics, which happens everywhere. Let me even remove office. Politics happens anywhere you have more than 2 people. And basically, what is politics? It is influence, power at play. Influence and power at play. And trust me, you and I play politics, whether you like it or not. I have 3 people. They want to give an opportunity to somebody. They want to give one opportunity, and there are 5 people. It is only natural that I would speak for my friend if I have a friend amongst the 5 people. That is it. So if you choose to make your laptop your best friend, not only you are not aware of the people that have power. Note my words, I'm talking about power. I'm not talking about people that have positions. I know organization, and I've been in an organization where the secretary or personal assistant is more powerful than a CFO. Office politics is not about position, but that is not the class we are in today. So I won't talk so much about office politics. But be aware, know where power resides, and know how to be visible. Real life practical example of myself. I used to work in an organization when it comes to promotion discussion and talent review sessions where you have all HODs seated. In power and office politics, there's something by Simeon Bradley that describes office politics using animals and the different angles. There's donkey, there's how, there's I can't remember, 4 animals, and people in the office are grouped into these different boxes. Like I said, this is not an office politics class, but I'll just give you high levels, right? I had an HOD that was a novice. So the person was high level leadership person. That was my HOD. But when they are talking at that level, at that talent review session of the directors and the HODs, the person could not talk, despite the fact that they had a title, because the person is not a politically aware and active person. So naturally, people in that department, you were doing a good job, but your HOD cannot speak up where the big boys are talking, where the powerful people are talking. So what that means is the company will say, we don't have budget for this year, so we are only able to promote 5 people in the entire organization. Then when promotion list comes out, you realize that one particular department, out of the 5 opportunities, 3 people from that department will get. Your own department will never surface. It is not your fault. And you are doing your job. Then you become disgruntled. But office politics is happening behind you, whether you like it or not. Then that was the time when I became politically aware, and I stopped just closing my laptop. I became politically aware, knowing where power resides. And there are ways you can know, but that's not for this class. I started simple things by one of the powerful people. I first of all started getting close to him, not by carrying anybody's bag or writing, but I see him randomly. It's a large organization. Oh, good afternoon, boss. Well done. How was your weekend? It started from there. So something as simple as, well done, boss. Please, I was thinking about this. I don't know if I can share my thoughts with you. If you can help me, give me some advice or some insights. And before you know it, the guy adopted me as one of his mentees. I didn't go and meet, he was always giving me advice, and they were advice I really needed, not that I was sucking up to him. But I wasn't asking advice from people that were not powerful. I was also intentional. I knew what I was doing. So before I knew it, he knew a bit about my work because I was asking questions, getting insight. So the next promotion circle, of course, my HOD went there with my name and 2 other people. Okay, from my department, these are the 3 people I want to promote. Oh, there's no budget. The company can only promote, blah, 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 blah. And immediately they shut our HOD down. The person kept quiet. She'll come back and tell us there was no budget, right? But immediately they shut my sponsor, the person HOD from the other department, so said, no, this particular lady, I can attest to the quality of work that she does. In fact, when my department wanted to do ABC, she was the HR that stepped up and helped us. She was the this. That was how the man became my mouthpiece, and I got my promotion where my HOD was looking. You get it? But that's not for this class. Let's move along. Identify high impact projects and initiatives. Trust me, in the place of work, all things are important. What does it give me? What my HOD, is it urgent? Everything is always urgent. But trust me, there are some jobs, there are some projects that give you more visibility than others. Please, gone for those ones. Projects that save the company money. Projects that help the company achieve their goals. So you see that your job description that is very long, and it's important to do. I agree. But before you get consumed in all of that plenty work to be done, do not lose sight of your weeks, widely important goals. Do not lose sight of those projects that would help you shine. You will realize that by the time you need to start listing out your achievements, you put down so many watery things because you have not focused on those things that will let you shine in the workplace. Actually, in this economy, things that save your business money, please look at them. Don't be fixated on administrative things and all these routine things that we do at work. It takes all of our time. But trust me, those things are not the things that get us seen and rewarded. Demonstrating leadership qualities and expertise. It's important. When you can accommodate it, step up. Don't abandon your job and keep stepping up for other people's job every time. It doesn't make sense. Participate in meetings and discussion. So when it comes to visibility, one major point I always see online that I have a slightly different thought from is, how can I be visible? Number one point, always speak up in meetings. And I have seen a lot of this at the workplace that is worrisome. For me, it is not always speak up in meetings. It is participation. Participation could mean asking questions. Trust me, a lot of us in organizations, we just do some things, process. That's how they used to do it in the time of Moses, John the Baptist, and Jesus Christ. And we continue. So don't just go into the flow with them. Sometimes you might just want to ask a question, and that question might be what would totally collapse the whole thing, and everybody will start again because nobody thought in that direction. So don't always raise up your hand to want to talk because you want to be seen to be talking. So people talk a lot in meetings and they build a brand for themselves as the person that talks nonsense and prolongs the meeting. That is how we know them. But be intentional, listen. Or your participation can just be, please, can you allow me? Can somebody shed more light? Explain in detail, in granular to me why we are doing this. I'm sorry I'm taking us back, but can you help? Can you expatiate? Ask genuine question that helps you know. And in that alone, no higher level of visibility and not. You'll be known to be, that lady, she would always ask all the right questions. Do you understand? Moving on. With visibility comes these challenges. Number one of it is imposter syndrome, self-doubt. And in my experience, I've spoken to highly visible people, very MDs of companies, when I have the opportunity to speak with them at maybe speaking engagements or events. I ask them, do you still deal with imposter syndrome? And every single time I have asked this question, I have gotten a yes. So meaning whether you are the most intelligent, the smartest in the room, the best of the best, imposter syndrome will probably never leave you. But you can manage it. How do you manage it? Have your achievements diary. That's the picture you're seeing down there is an achievement diary. Your bragging sheets. Everything you do, every achievement you do, whether at work or your personal life, go to this achievement diary. I have written it using, we are familiar with the STAR approach, but I have done a step further to say the STAR approach. It is this success diary or this achievement diary that I also use in updating my resume. This is what I put in my head for interviews, is your bragging sheet. So anytime that feeling comes, who are you to be speaking about this topic? Who are you to be sharing your view? The who you are is the one that has achieved success on those things. So when imposter syndrome comes, who are you? Who gives you the right? What gives you the audacity to be able to speak up about this? How many years experience do you know? No, you go back to your bragging sheet. Say, the right I have is the right that I have been able to achieve this. This was the situation. This was what I did. This was the facts I was given. This was what I did. This was my result. And what helped me achieve success? The enablers. And how to silence imposter syndrome to say, if I have done it before, if I have achieved success before, I can do it again. That's the law of success. If you've done it before, you do it again. So each time I'm scared to say, what makes me qualified to speak about this topic? It's success. I have the bragging rights. I have the testimonial to that effect. So the fact that I'll be able to do it successfully is enough bragging rights. It gives me a right to be in that space, a right to be in that room, a right to be speaking about that topic. So that is one major way. Another way, another challenge you will see when it comes to visibility is criticism and negative feedback. Everybody wants to get in everything. It's normal for you to shut down, to feel bad, to feel sad, but always take it this way. Extract what you can work with. So when somebody gives you a feedback, whether negative, whether, look at it critically. Look for the room for change, what you can improve based on what the person has said. It is not every time that people are intentionally malicious. Yes, some people want to put you down. So once they give you their feedback, look at it, but be true to yourself. Is this feedback just to put me down? If yes, trash it in the bin. But if there is even a 2% chance that there is room, something you can work on from that feedback, take it and work on it. With visibility also comes struggling with work-life balance. I'm having this session today. I could have been sleeping. I have to prep my kids for school tomorrow, but I'm not doing that because I am in this session. I want to attend this event. I want to do this. I want to do that. How do I maintain work-life balance while trying to be visible? I have mentioned the number one point. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. Don't compare yourself with somebody else. You are on different journeys. Do not compare yourself. Also, look for coping mechanisms, support system. So I'm in this session today. I should have been preparing my kids for school. I have support system. I had delegated to somebody else to help me prepare them for school. So I should have taken them to the salon to barb their hair. My husband had taken charge of that because I'm in a session. So balance your, otherwise you will get fagged out and you won't be able to keep up. How then do I know when I'm achieving success? Simple, basic things. Set key performance indicators. So like me, when I started being active on LinkedIn, I told myself that, yes, in the next 3 months, I want to have a complete, fully optimized LinkedIn profile. You heard me, I said the next 3 months. I didn't just say one day, it had to be done. I knew I wanted to do it by myself, and I needed to know how to do it. So I first of all took a course. LinkedIn has one free course on how to optimize your LinkedIn profile. I did that one. After that, I spent time looking at people's profiles, especially people I look up to in my industry, in my space, looking at how their profile is. I'm like, okay, maybe once a week I'll go. I also update my own. And by the time I woke up 2 months after, and somebody was like, oh, I saw your LinkedIn profile was looking good. I'm like, hey, what God cannot do. So that was a KPI for me, to have a LinkedIn profile that properly pictures where I want to be. The next one was I wanted to connect with some people in my industry and also beyond. So I started connecting with people. I'll search people. I'll sit down at the keypad. Currently, I do it. I'm connecting with people internationally in some particular spaces. So I'll sit down, search engine, international global talent managers. It will bring them up. Oh yeah, connect. Because I want to read what they are talking about. I want to read what is happening in the talent management space globally. So connect. There was a time I said I wanted to connect with MDs of some companies. Oh yeah, connect. There's a time I had a lot of recruitment to do our work in the oil and gas space, and we're struggling with getting quality people. I said, okay, in the next 6 months, I'm connecting with people in oil and gas space so that when I'm posting my vacancies, they will be seeing it and applying, and I'll be attracting proper talent to my organization. And I did that. Those are KPIs for me. You're using to track. Remember, you need to have a goal. You can say, I expect my goal. I wanted to connect with people in oil and gas because there's recruitment in my function, and I needed to achieve my goals at work. I did that. I wanted to see build my knowledge, international talent management. I connected. I wanted to be seen by some certain category of people. I started connecting with them. I also wanted to be known as a subject matter expert when it comes to employability, performance management, organizational culture. And I started creating content around such things and putting it out there. All right. So it needs to be measurable for you so that you will know when you are achieving or when you are not achieving, so that you go back to the drawing board and rejig your plan. Metrics for online presence. Most of the time when it comes to online presence, a major metrics is maybe number of followers you have, number of opportunities that come your way. I do that a lot. I still did an assessment recently. It's okay, in the last 6 months, all the opportunities, all the headhunters that come to my page, that come to my DM to offer me opportunities, did they offer me the kind of opportunity I'm looking for? And I'm like, okay, no, they did not offer me the kind of opportunity I want. And that was what led to me creating a KPI around connecting with people in the international space. So a lot of headhunters were coming. I was visible to them. But the opportunity you are bringing is not the one I'm looking for per se. So I had to now intentionally create a KPI to say, I want to be seen in this international space. So I need to connect with those people in that space. I'm Nigerian people. I love you so much. I know, but the KPI I have at this moment is not for, well, it is for you, but not 100%. Because I want to begin to move towards a new direction. So I changed my KPI, my visibility KPI towards that. I'm going to do God helping me. I'm going to release a product before the end of the year on how to set goals, a 360 goals. not just your career, a 360 life goal. It's beyond a vision board that I have been using for over 2 years that has helped me. So in being visible, one of my KPIs was that I wanted to be invited as a speaker or a facilitator in 20 sessions in the year. And I was tracking. So there was a time I put on my WhatsApp, I think January of this year, I put on my WhatsApp status that if you need a speaker for your event, if you need somebody to, please DM me, let's talk. So I had 20, we are in October, I think. If I'm not mistaken, I should have spoken as a speaker or a training facilitator in about between 16 and 18 sessions this year. My goal for the year is 20. This is October, I've done between 16 and 18. So you need to be intentional about this thing. Gathering feedback from peers, mentors, and supervisors. For instance, after this session, I'm going to reach out to Seun to say, can you give the feedback? What went well? What can I do better? What are your thoughts? And all of that. It's important. It would help you. And in conclusion, visibility is critical in unlocking career growth because it ensures not only are you recognized, but you're trusted and sought after in your industry. On this note, I would like to say thank you for listening to me. Thank you for riding with me throughout this session. I'd like to have your questions.
Bravo.
Over
Thank
to
you so. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Thank you so much, Adewumi. This was loaded. This is quite insightful. I am overwhelmed. I am flabbergasted. It's like when if we paid you for this, you are giving us more value than what we paid for. But I know we didn't even pay you for this. So, ladies and gentlemen, can you please go to the chat room? Let's bring the virtual applause. Let's begin to appreciate Adewumi for this very loaded session. I was just wondering when we should stop. when is the last slide? This is quite loaded. It took us from the definition of visibility to why the importance of visibility, the benefits, the strategies. You even took us to online, how to optimize your LinkedIn profile and all of that. This is loaded. Thank you so much. So our time is fast spent, but then I'm sure there may be a few questions. I will say you have covered everything around visibility, both in the workplace and in our career generally. You even touched on office politics and all of that. Of course, that is not a topic, but you tried, giving us high-level strategies on how to understand power, influence. It is not about position, it's about who has the power, who is the power broker in your organization. Thank you so much. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go to the chat room now to see our questions. Okay, but before I go there, I have just one question for Adewumi. Now, this question is concerning maybe younger professionals who may be struggling with what are the first steps I should take to become visible in my workplace. Now, some people, they know the job, right? They do their best in terms of competence, skills, right? But like you said the other time, some people maybe because they're first extroverted, they understand how to be in people's faces. Maybe some even do a bit of eye service. So you find them outshining and getting that recognition. Sometimes they may even get the promotion that other people deserve. So for people who may be struggling with coming out of their shell, who may be like introverts like you, even though I don't believe you are an introvert, right? Who may be introverted and they want to come out of their shell. Can you share practical tips on how to project your competence and your good work beyond just what your line manager knows? So ensure that the peers of your line manager and even senior management can know you in the workspace now. Can you share maybe 3 or 2 or 5 practical tips to do that? Thank you.
Okay. So contrary to popular opinion, I will not start by telling you
Speak up in meetings.
to everybody's work. Speak of the meeting. One thing that I had noticed that really helped me, attend those office events and out of office engagements events. See, the place of work is already, everybody is putting up an appearance. Everybody is out trying to outshine the other. Everybody is trying to suck up to the other. But you see those out of office events, both the formal and informal one. Your colleague just had a baby. Some people are going for the naming ceremony. Please follow them. There is one hangout session, go, because trust me, that is where the actual authentic bonding takes place. So you might just feel, oh, they might not even have been asking you because they know you're an introvert. You probably not want to go. But please, just start going. That is when you realize everything happening in the office that you have never heard before in your life. That is where they talk about it. That is where you begin to form genuine connection with people. Because people cannot help you. People cannot speak for you when they don't know you. Trust me, you can take everybody's job in this world. We have a project who will volunteer, number one. But all of that, you are just doing drama. If people don't have a genuine connection with you, it is difficult for them to refer you, to speak about, you are not top of mind for them. So you see all those things that look very minute, those kind of small engagement events, somebody is doing weddings, some people are doing, when you have the time, please participate, especially as an introvert, because as an introvert, when you are going for such events, the chair people that will be in the front are extroverts. Remember, when you are in the community of great people, whether you like it or not, you'll be great. So an introvert, your act number one is always be in the community of extroverts, because they will rub off on you. Then the second like it is genuine interest, genuine value. Most of the time we are very parasitic. It is about what is in it for me, which is fine in itself. We are not in whatever country you have to, me, I'm not in Lagos to count bridge. I'm here to secure the bag. But at the same time, what makes people be able to spot eye service from the other one is genuine interest. So another skill in being genuinely interested, that's how you showcase your entrepreneurial skill. Meaning, when you have genuine interest for your business, you're not just doing eye service or so they see me. You are genuinely interested in the business growth. So you're thinking about it from the angle of, if I was the owner of this company, what will I do? And that is always a game changer in people's career. That would even help you if you want to volunteer, if you want to show up for things, if you want to, genuine intrapreneurial skill. This company, if it was mine, what will I do? And that will help you not to appear as being faking it or being somebody that just like to kiss people's behind and all of that. So attend such events, genuine interest to increase your entrepreneurial skill, then add value. Add value on your job, wherever you find yourself, add value. Then maybe the last one I'll put is either 100% or nothing. Excellence. Don't do subpar work. And now say if you're operating at 50%, but you know that by the time you connect and leave somebody's behind and all of that, it will push you where you want to be. It will not work. Even if it works, it's only for a matter of time. So I believe with these 4 things, introverts, extroverts, whoever you vat that you belong to, you'll be vatting. You'll be on point. Yeah.
Thank you, Adewumi, for that. Interesting response, spot on, right? If you're an introvert, be in the midst of extroverts, attend out of his social events, have genuine interest in the business, think as the business owner, wear the cap of not just an employee, but also the owner of the business. That's being accountable and being an owner, right? And lastly, you said value 100%. Ensure you're delivering all the time. Thank you so much for that. My next question is, I'm picking that from the chat room. Theosi says, if you always repost relevant, valuable content, does that count for good visibility, or it makes you a watery copycat or lack genuineness? I don't know if you understand the question.
I absolutely.
If you always, okay, go ahead. So answer that.
So the thing is, before you just randomly repost a content, what made you want to repost it? So reposting in itself is fine. But the thing is, the difference, how I am able to spot somebody that is just doing eye service, a watery person, like she said, from somebody that is genuine about learning, is I see a content. There is a reason why I felt like reposting it. The reason could be, this resonates with me. or I can totally relate with this content. So when you are reposting it, don't just repost Baragutu. Put your thoughts, I can relate with this content, or this post is valuable, please go through it, or something. Because some people don't read the content, they just share it. Because a popular person has put out a post, you share it. For instance, somebody puts up a post about their wedding anniversary. Then you repost it. Please, don't come for me. But can you explain to me the aim of your repost? Help me. I know, Seun, maybe you can help me, because me, I don't get it.
I also don't get it because
You
it
did not
doesn't make
repost it. If you reposted it and you put, you repost with a comment to say, it's my mentor's anniversary. Thank you for being a clinical value, adding value to our lives. We wish you the best. That's different.
Yeah.
So you just repost somebody's wedding anniversary. Help me explain it. What's this? What is it about?
The person is trying to be visible to you. That's just it.
Is eye service?
Yeah, of course, it's eye service.
Is
All
eye
right,
service.
thank you. Thank you. Okay. Next question is going to be asked by Raman Adegoke. He wants to ask verbally. So Raman, can you unmute and ask your question? Go ahead, Raman.
Yeah, thank you very much for the opportunity. Good evening, Ms. Alfonso. I have been following you on LinkedIn for a while, and I must say the posts are quite relatable, like things that you actually experience and can picture in your mind. Yeah, I want to ask a question. I'm a structural design engineer at an EPCI firm in oil and gas. And since you have recruited for oil and gas industry, beyond the technical knowledge, what do you think, multinationals and the E&P oil and gas, mainstream oil and gas industries look out for in bringing people on board? Over time, I have tried to, check out pages on LinkedIn of people that work there, that like in my own line of work, most of them I usually start, as entry level training and all of that. Even though I've met 2 or 3 people that transition from an oil services firm to a mainstream oil and gas company. As an HR person, what insight, what can you say as an insider that these companies look out for in bringing people on board as experienced hires?
Okay. So for us, majorly, beyond the technical knowledge, when it comes to recruitment generally, interviews and all of that, I cannot attest to your technical competence if you do not sell yourself properly in your resume. The technical guys especially make this mistake a lot of times. They present resumes that are watered down. How do I know this person is technically? Trust me, even in the interview, I won't give you practical to do. I will only work with what you have put in your resume. So before I even invite you for an interview where you then speak for yourself, have you properly articulated your resume in a way that it presents you as the best person for the job? That is always a major challenge I have found. For me, resume, what would help me decide if I'm interviewing you or not is your resume. You send me 20 pages, I will not reach page 1. I will just trash it. Page 1 that you're supposed to use to actively tell me about the kind of work you've done, the kind of value you are able to bring on board. You use half of the page to put your picture. I don't understand it. And imagine I'm looking at 400, I have 400 resumes or CVs to go through. I won't even invite that person. So most of the time, the resumes are substandard, they are subpar, do not clearly communicate the value the person is able to bring on board. Number 2, which is critical for interviews, I have a post on that is supposed to go out this week, I'm not sure, is likability. So I've interviewed people very competent, but there's just the way they interviewed. Is either they appear to be extremely arrogant, or they are saying all the wrong things. The third leg is they've come with too much crammed responses that they no longer sound authentic and genuine. So, for instance, you are attending an interview as a technical person with me, HR. It is up to you to get me to like your job. So you should interview with me like you are trying to get me to fall in love with the work you have done and the work you are doing. But you come to an interview with HR that I don't know so much about your work, then you just start speaking a lot of big things I can't relate with. So you need to also interview, you need to be strategic about how you interview. So the way you would interview when you're being interviewed by an HR person is different from the way you interview when you're being interviewed by the subject matter expert, the HOD of that department or whatever. That's when you can brag with all your technical terms and all of that. HR, me, I'm interviewing you for culture fitness. And part of culture fitness is likability. So you need to make me like what you need to sell your profession to me. Sell yourself to me. So those are the two major things: resume selling, short selling yourself with your resume, two, not portraying yourself in the best of lights when you're called for an interview. I hope that helps you, Mr. Rahman.
Yeah,
Yes,
thank you so much. All right, thank you, Adewumi, and thanks, Rahman. Just to add to that, there's what we call mock interview, and I'm sure Adewumi maybe she offers that, and some major people do too. Or you can even get a brother, a sister, someone to ask you questions that will give you feedback on how you did. So, like you said, there are jargons, let me say languages you can use. There's a way you communicate when you are interviewing with the technical person. Of course, you can use all your mechanical, electrical terms the person understands. But we're going to meet an HR person. You need to make the person love what you do. Like break down those technicalities in simple language, in simple form where the person can relate. Because communication is two-way. If you're speaking to Adewumi as the interviewer and she can't relate, she can't connect, then you are not communicating. All right. Okay, so there's a question in the chat room, but I have one question for you, Adewumi. Sorry, our time is fast spent. We're ending up in 10 minutes. You know, we're in the new world of work, or the new normal, where there are still organizations working remotely. Even there are jobs today that people work 2 days on site, 3 days off site. Now, looking at visibility in this context, there's what we call the proximity bias, where the line manager may see people who are close to him, or as those he or she may maybe give recognition, or the people he or she knows their work and their value that they bring on board. So for those who may be working remotely, right? How can they overcome this proximity bias where the line manager may favor those who is closer, is seen physically? So in the world where we are working remotely, how can you promote visibility? Is it about your competence? Is it delivering value all the time, or speaking up in virtual meetings, or what? Can you just shed light on this? I don't know.
Okay, so with remote work too, you still need to be able to cultivate your TOMA, your top of mind awareness. So I do hybrid, for instance, and my HOD is not somebody she's just a very different human being. So on days that I'm working remotely, it's me, but when it's 12 o'clock, I've not heard from her. By 2 o'clock, I'll carry my phone and call her. Hey, ma'am, good afternoon. How is it going? I've not heard from you all day. I noticed I sent you some mails. Have you been in a meeting? What's going on? Oh, there was management meeting today. Is there any action you like me to be aware of or to get on top of? So you're not seeing me in person, but I'm still in your face because I'm reaching out to you. But most times, so connect with request to have meetings, check-in meetings. If your work is permanently remote, you might want to tell your line manager, please, is it possible that we have maybe once a week check-in sessions, maybe on Friday, so I can get updates on my tasks or anything you like to, feedback you like to give me on what I've been doing and all of that. And you just calendarize all of those things, because top of mind awareness can never go out of style. It is who I remember, who is always on my mind, that whoever person will choose to favor. So remote work, organize these check-in sessions. Any opportunity to connect, jump on it. If they do not call you, call them. I have people that, in fact, because of the kind of operations we run in my office, I will see some people in my office and I get like, you are still in this company. And what that means is I have scheduled trainings, I did not include them. Maybe there are trainings where it's a general training for leaders and we have just slots for 20 people. 20 people, top of mind, I'll feel it, because it's not a competency-based training. It's a growth training. So those people, I will always miss out their name from the training because there's no checking, there's nothing. So you need to make sure you are the one pushing from your hand. Don't wait for them to call you. Don't wait for them to mail you. Don't wait for them to, it is you that you know what you are targeting. So do that.
Thank you so much, Adewumi. So just to summarize what you said, or add just a little, our careers, we are the best marketer for our career. The way you see adverts on TV, on newspaper, magazines, on radio, you see organizations, they keep shouting about their products and services. Same way, you have to keep shouting about your work. You have to keep putting yourself in the mind of people, your line managers, senior management, even your colleagues. You understand? Because first, you must even gain credibility with your own peers, your colleagues first. Because when you become the resource person in that department, they'll be the ones selling you. So when they sell you to your line manager and even beyond. So market your career intentionally, market yourself, your craft, your skills. Adewumi, because of our time, let's just take this last question. For anybody who has more questions, please feel free to join the Hacking Performance network on WhatsApp. My colleagues, Ijeoma Esther will drop the link on the chat room. Feel free to join us and you can ask your question. We also beg Adewumi to please join the Hacking Performance Network as one of our mentors, okay, to be able to answer our questions. I'm sure she will not tell me no. She's my sister. She will do that
I've
for
said
me.
yes already. I've said yes.
Thank you. We love you. All right. So the last question for today's webinar is from Grace Adegoke. She says, I am curious to know, is LinkedIn overrated? Interesting question. In contests, influencers with, sorry, my screen. Influencers with, oh, come in.
Okay, let me just read it so I can
Please just go ahead.
Okay, she said influencers, in context, influencers with opportunities to cash out big on IG and other social media, which they don't necessarily have an optimized LinkedIn account. What should be the focus, please? So there's something called your target audience. And if you realize, I've mentioned it a lot, right? So you should have a goal. Why do you want to be visible? These influencers, their goal is to be influencers. LinkedIn was not designed to be a platform for influencers to come and be influencing people to sell something. It has influencers, but in a professional space. So if yours is to become influencer, to be cashing out by maybe influencing for brands, influencing for products, even if you want to influence for organizations, LinkedIn might not exactly be the place for you to build that space, because LinkedIn has its own aim. LinkedIn is a professional professional site for people to learn and connect within the professional context. The idea of influencing in itself, which is influencing people to like and patronize a brand, is something different, which is not the aim of LinkedIn. So know your goal, know your target market, and that in itself would inform the tool or the platform that you're using to push out your message. If your goal is to become a social media influencer, where you want to be influencing for brands, you will not sell on LinkedIn. So go to Instagram, go to TikTok, where you will, or Twitter, where you will sell quickly. The aim of every website, every platform is different. So LinkedIn has its own aim. So that is just it. Your platform is linked to who you are trying to attract or the goal you are trying to achieve. So LinkedIn is not overrated. It has its own purpose, which is get people jobs, connect people in the professional space, and all of that. So that is LinkedIn on its own. Because even if you are an influencer on LinkedIn, I'm following you to learn from you learn, but if every day you're coming to come and sell a particular organization to me to say, I'm an influencer for Kenny Combat, I will follow you, because that is not why I'm on LinkedIn, and that is not what LinkedIn is for. So it's not overrated. It has its own objective. It has its own purpose. Stick to it. Go to the platform that have opportunity to cash out and push brands. I hope that answers your question, Grace.
Yeah, sure. That answers. Yeah, she says, thank you for sharing, ma'am. I would just say thank you, Adewumi, for your time. This has been quite insightful, very informative, very educative. I even like the fact that we even did an assessment to know our visibility rating. Thank you so much for that. I'm sure Everyone who took part in the assessment already know where they are. So you know your journey, where you are on the journey, on your visibility journey. So please ensure to be intentional. I just became visible on LinkedIn maybe 2.5 years or 3 years ago. I never took it seriously, right? I was building credibility within my workspace. Every place I've worked, right? I was building credibility. I was adding value. But when I realized that beyond just the workspace, the four walls of the organization, I need to also be very, very, known in my industry. Then I became, I became intentional about my LinkedIn profile, and I worked on it. So please, if you're not on LinkedIn, first you're wrong. If you're there and you don't have a good profile, please ensure to work on it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where we will be ending today's webinar. Thank you for joining the Hacking Performance Africa to glean insights from our facilitator Adewumi, the founder of your HR lady series. Am I right, Adewumi?
Yes, you are. You can find us
All
on
right. All right. She's on Instagram and she's doing great work. Like I said, she's loaded, and I'm sure today's presentation has been a testimony to that. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining. And I want to wish you an interesting weekend ahead. Armand is asking a question. I'm not sure that's possible. Those things
Yeah, I'm
are they will
sharing
miss.
with Acme Performance Africa.
Oh, fine. Oh,
Inbox
thank
me.
you. We're glad. So she's promised to share. So it means, Rahman, if you are not on Nike Performance Africa Network, I just dropped the link. Please join so you can have access to the slides for today's presentation. Once again, thank you so much, Adewumi. We appreciate you for all that you've done for. We called you and you answered. I'm sure when we call you the next time, you'll surely oblige. Thank you so much for your time. And thank you everyone for joining. We'll be sharing the recording in our platform for those who couldn't join. Like again, once again, do enjoy your week and have a productive one. And please be intentional about being visible, right? You may be doing great job, but if nobody knows you, nobody can speak for you. Please be visible and do that intentionally. Bye for now and great week ahead, everyone. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah, thank you.